I wouldn't say it's so smooth where I can ride without my hand on the handlebar. I'm gonna try here a little bit, I guess. But
what's up, y'all? So we received a folding all-terrain e-bike with a 52 volt 16 amp hour battery, advertised to take you up to 68 miles per charge. That makes this only, I think, the third folding bike that I've had that has a 52 volt battery. Usually those batteries are a little too large for a folding bike. So the bike that we received is a Engwe Engine Pro 2.0. I've never reviewed a folding bike from Engwe before, but I have reviewed a moped style e-bike from them. This bike has a 750 watt motor with a 1200 watt peak, advertised to take you up to 28 miles per hour, but I'm going to test out the speed. The net weight of this bike is 69.6 pounds, but the gross weight is 87.7 pounds. The maximum weight of the rider is 330 pounds. To purchase this e-bike, feel free to use my link and my code in the description below to get a discount. Also, I am doing an e-bike giveaway. If you want to be included in this giveaway, you have to be subscribed to the channel, and comment below on what type of e-bike you would like. So what I'm going to do is unbox this, put it together. We're going to go through all of the features, and then I'm going to go on-road and off-road, test out the tires and the suspension. And because this is a folding bike, we're going to fold it up, take it to a more urban area, see what the transport is like. So this is what the bike looks like fresh out the box. Looks like it was packaged pretty well. I always like it when there's wrapping around the body as well as the tire and the handlebar. So I understand how they were able to get this folding bike in such a small box. Not only did they put straps around the front fork to make sure the suspension is compressed and can fit in the box, but looks like we're also going to have to put a lot together to use this bike. So we're going to have to install the front and rear fenders. We're going to have to install the rear rack. And we're also going to have to install this rear light, which I'm assuming is going to go on this rear rack, this part here of the rear rack. We also have to install our handlebar and our headlight. And we're going to have to put our 20 by 4 inch all-terrain Chaoying tire on. Chaoying are my favorite tires on these e-bikes because they are very grippy and durable. This bike also came with 2 boxes. So let's see what's in these boxes. Okay. Looks like we have our pedals, which are labeled. I'm assuming that's our front axle, so it doesn't look like we have a quick release front axle. An array of tools. Pretty sure this is our battery charger to charge our battery, and it's going to take 5.5 hours to charge it. And I've never had a charger quite like that before. Hopefully this charger is standard. Also came with an owner's manual. Instructions seem pretty clear. Always love it when they use pictures. Information about their warranty service. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing the advanced settings in this manual. Oh man, we're going to have to put our handlebar pole on too. Bruh. So eventually this pole is going to go in that one. So let's roll up our sleeves and let's start by putting the front wheel on. So the instructions in the manual were trash, but Engwe does have a YouTube channel that has some pretty detailed instructions. So when we put this front fork on, it's going to go in between this washer here, this wide washer, and this washer. Front fork is going to go right in here. So because of that, we're going to go ahead and make sure that this more wider washer is on the other side of the wheel too.
Now I'm not screwing this or these super tight just yet because I want to unfold my handlebar and get the actual handlebar on first so that I can align it first. After I align it, then I'm going to screw this and these on the side real tight. So now we're going to align our handlebar. So the short hexagon wrenches that they sent are getting on my nerves. I'll go ahead and use the one that I normally use. Front fender and headlight situation. I usually like to put the headlight right here on my fork, then put the fender behind it, then put a screw in here and put a washer right here. That's how I normally like to do it because it is a flatter surface. So because of how this headlight is set up and because this reflector is kind of in the way, I'm going to use, instead of using a regular wrench, I'm going to use this wrench here. And I like my front fender off the tire as much as possible. This washer is not big enough. Luckily I had some wider ones. What we would do is take our rear light, and this part here goes in here like this, and then you would put some nuts and a washer on the other side. But I didn't see any nuts and washers for this in the box, but luckily I had some. So we got this bike put together, took us about an hour. The size of this bike is pretty standard for a folding bike, which is kind of a surprise because it has a 52 volt battery. But it's only about 5 feet 6 inches from wheel to wheel. The seat at its lowest point from the floor is like 2 feet 8 inches. The handlebar, which is adjustable because it's a folding bike, at its lowest point, it's about 3 feet 10 inches from the floor. The seat seems pretty comfortable. Doesn't seem too firm, but I guess we'll see. Rear rack a bit on the larger side. A rear rack like that usually can carry like 60 to 70 pounds. Look at that suspension. So I've had this same suspension on a few other e-bikes where it was built into the bike just like this, and it almost always delivers regarding making your off-road ride more comfortable, but we're gonna test it out anyway. Give y'all an idea of the rear suspension. Looks like we also have suspension in the front, which is adjustable, so you can lock out your suspension. Let's say you're on a flat surface, you want to lock it out, you turn it that way. If you want to open up your suspension, then you turn it that way. Give y'all an idea of the front suspension. Get a look at our rear and front 160 millimeter hydraulic disc brakes. And it don't look like I have that knob that some e-bikes give me to adjust how tight my disc brakes are, but it looks like they did make it easy for you to replace your hydraulic fluid. Again, loving the Chow Yang tires. These are my favorite tires when it comes to e-bike. Very grippy, very durable, but we're going to test it out anyway. Again, this is a folding bike, so the handlebar is adjustable. You want to adjust your height of your handlebar, you just undo that clip, and you can raise your handlebar. Now if you want to fold your e-bike, you can start with the handlebar by going to this clamp here. You push this up, and then you pop that out like that. Then you can fold your handlebar. These pedals also fold, so if you want to fold it, you have to push it in kind of strongly here, and you can And to fold the body, you're going to push this button here up that way, and then you undo the clamp. And then you can fold the body like so. Let me explain the battery that's inside the bike here. So you can remove this battery. There's a key that came with the bike. You take that key and you put it under the bike, which I'll explain later. So I now have the key under the bike here. So to turn my bike on, I would turn it that way. To remove my battery, I would click it once, and then you would have to turn it again, but looks like you have to kind of push this battery in and kind of wiggle that key a little bit. Push this clamp in so that you can now take this handle here and remove your 52 volt. Oh, I'm sorry, you gotta take the key out. So after you push that clamp in, by turning this key, you have to remove the key. So now you can take that 52 volt battery out. And this battery is pretty standard. I haven't had any issues finding it. And this is definitely a 52 volt battery, but it seems a bit small for a 52 volt battery. Like the last 52 volt battery I had for a folding bike was way bigger than this. So maybe they figured something out. Pretty standard width of the handlebars, about a little bit more than 2.5 feet wide. Looks like we have these like hard rubbery grips on your handlebar. Like we have your Shimano trigger gear shifter. Look like we have 8 gears for pedaling. There's a trigger on the other side. So we're not going to turn the bike on. Again, you have to turn this key one more time to turn the bike on, and you have to keep that key under your bike to keep the bike on. So we're now going to press and hold this power button at the bottom of your panel here. That turns our colorful display on. Look like we do have a horn. Let's see how loud it is. That's not really loud. You click this button on the side of your panel here. That will turn our headlight on and our rear light on. Rear light honestly isn't super bright, and that rear light is also a brake light. Look like we have a thumb throttle for throttle only. If you click this button that's on the top side of your panel here, then that'll give you additional options on your display. You can go from your trip time to your odometer, to your max speed, to your average speed. Let's look at some of the basic items on your display. We have our battery life here. We have our light indicator there. We have our speed calculator here, and I'm pretty sure you can change that from miles per hour to kilometers if you want to. We already went through how to navigate through these, and then this is our pedal assist mode, and you click plus and minus on this panel to change modes. Look like we have 5 different pedal assist modes. So we are now about to go into our advanced settings, and I'll leave a link in the description below to go through all of your advanced settings. I'm only going to go through a few. So to go into them, you're going to press and hold the plus and the minus button. And to go from one setting to the next, you're going to press the plus and the minus button to navigate through. Looks like we have about over 15 settings, so that's good. The first setting is the brightness of your display. To change your setting, you click this button on the side of your panel, and then you can go up or down to change that setting. So this is how bright our display is. We're going to keep it at a 3. P02 is how we want to calculate our speed. Right now we're calculating it in miles. If you want to change it to kilometers, you can change it there. And now let's click this button on the side. Now we're going to navigate to our next setting. So P05 is how many pedal assist modes you have. Look like you can change it. We're going to keep it at 5. P08 is our limit speed. So it looks like by default, and I don't know if that's kilometers or miles. I'm assuming that might be kilometers because I don't see this bike going those 62 miles an hour, but we're going to keep this at the max at 62. P12 is your pedal assist sensitivity. Always think it's a plus when a e-bike has this feature available because different weights of riders are going to need different types of sensitivity, different athletic levels. So this is a very, very important advanced setting. So and the lower you go, the more sensitive it is. We're going to keep it at a 3 to see what it's like out of the box. We're now going to go to our next setting, which is our pedal assist like power, like takeoff speed. So you can adjust that as well. So having those two advanced settings is definitely a plus. So we're now about to try the different pedal assist modes. We've already ridden the bike a little bit, but not necessarily in every mode. So we're going to try out pedal assist mode 1, 3, and 5. It has 5 different modes, but we're only going to do those 3. Starting with mode 1. So let's see how fast we go in mode 1 here. Pedal assist kicks off right away, and it's pretty perfect too. Didn't send me flying, nor was it gradual. So okay. 7, that's damn. 18 miles per hour, 19 in mode 1. Okay, let's brake. Really nice brakes, which is to be expected with hydraulic brakes, but 19 miles per hour mode 1. Now gonna switch it to mode 3, but let's see how fast we go in mode 3 here. Okay, pedal assist kicked off perfectly again. Okay, 20. 25. All right, 25. Great brakes. Now it's time to switch it to mode 5. So let's see if we can get to our max speed on a short strip. If not, we'll do it again later. We have a longer strip. Again, perfect pedal assist, perfect takeoff. But again, it's all adjustable. Okay, 25, 27, 28. All right, about 28 miles per hour. But we'll try to max speed again later. All right, so what did you think of the suspension?
Amazing. 10.
A what? A 10 out of 10 suspension? So, Engwe Engine Pro 2.0, what are your thoughts?
This is officially my favorite folding e-bike.
Your favorite folding e-bike?
Yeah.
All right, all right.
The seat is comfortable.
Comfortable seat.
It feels very sturdy. I feel safe. It can handle curves well.
Okay.
The suspension is amazing.
Suspension?
The battery life is off the chain.
Yeah, the battery life is crazy, right?
Yeah. Just like it handles off-road well. Like, I don't think there's anything bad about it.
Anything you don't like about the bike?
No.
Really? So on a scale from 1 to 10, this is a 10 for you.
This is a 10. Officially, 10 for folding bikes.
We're about to get our point of view shots in. Beautiful day today. Not too hot today. Perfect weather for bike riding. First thing we're gonna do is try these all-terrain tires, go through some gravel. And well, a little slipping, but it did rain yesterday. But yeah, a little slipping. I know they're gonna be very durable, but a little slipping. Now, I normally don't recommend that people do a whole lot of leaning on these folding bikes because your handlebar is on such a vertical swivel, but these tires are definitely grippy enough for you to do leaning in your turns if you want to. But again, if you're gonna lean on a folding bike, be careful. But the tires can definitely handle that. We're now gonna do some off-road riding with some heels. Try this suspension out. Pretty sure it's gonna perform well. I've had this suspension on a folding bike before. In fact, the suspension in the back is the same suspension that's on my favorite. There's a lot going on out here. That's on my favorite folding bike. But let's go up this hill. Okay, easy. But my favorite folding bike has suspension in the front that's a little bit more adjustable. This one you can either just lock it out or not lock it out. That one you can adjust the compression. But not bad. Let's do some more. Okay. The suspension in the back is good. In the front, I would say it's kind of standard. But decent suspension. Let's go down here. Yeah, it's decent. I would say top 10 for folding bikes. The one thing I like about these standard size folding bikes is how adjustable they are. So like if you want to adjust your handlebar to be like in a more aggressive style posture where you're leaning over a little bit, you can do that. But if you want to be in a more commuter style posture like I am now, with my back straight, you know, which is how I like to use these kind of bikes, you can do that too. Now I do think people maybe over 6'3", they have an issue with the handlebar being so close to the seat. But I'm 5'11", 6 feet with shoes on. I don't have an issue with it. It's perfect for a guy my size, maybe a little bit taller, maybe a little bit shorter, but I think it's perfect for me. Again, because the handlebar and the seat is adjustable, so you have a lot of wiggle room. And the pedal assist by default, and I'm not going to harp on it too much because you can change your pedal assist sensitivity as well as your takeoff speed, but by default, I think it's pretty perfect. I'm in mode 3. See, it didn't send me flying, and it wasn't super gradual. It was perfect. So that's by default. This bike is also pretty smooth, especially for a folding bike. Again, because the handlebars, sometimes they can be kind of shaky. This folding bike is not shaky, which is good. I would definitely, I always say take it to your nearest bike shop to get it a tune-up, but out of the box it's pretty solid. I wouldn't say it's so smooth where I can ride without my hand on the handlebar. I'm gonna try here a little bit, I guess, but I guess it's smooth enough. But so we have somewhat of a straightaway here, so we're gonna try max speed, throttle only, so I'm not pedaling at all. And let's see how fast I go here. And you go to the max speed regardless of what pedal assist mode you're on. Like I can go to 5, I'm still gonna go the same speed. So, and that max speed looks like it is 20 miles per hour, max speed, throttle only. So, okay. We're now gonna try the max speed pedal assist. And I got it to the max speed in my advanced settings. So let's see how fast we go in mode 5. Pedal assist. 28. It looks like it's forcing me to stop. It's forcing me at 28. Like it wants to go faster, but it's a hard stop at 28. So if you own this bike and you know how to unlock the max speed, comment below, let me know. Now, it'll take a lot for me to consider a folding bike a street bike, because although it's fast and you have dual suspension, so that means you can handle cracks in the road that you might encounter. But I don't say it's a street bike because the handlebars on such a swivel, so you gotta be careful, like looking back, like with your hand on the handlebar. Like if you turn the handlebar a little bit, then your handlebar can spin out. So I would say these bikes are more to go from the street to the sidewalk, like this, like streets to sidewalk, sidewalk to streets, avoid people, avoid things. That's more what this bike is for. It's like more versatile type of e-bike. So we're not gonna try max speed, throttle only, up a hill. So this is a pretty steep hill. I would say it's probably like a 35 degree hill. It's pretty steep. We're gonna see how much speed we lose going throttle only, so I'm not pedaling up a hill. Now again, I've only been able to hit 20 miles per hour max speed throttle only. If you know how to unlock that, feel free to comment below, let me know. But 20 miles per hour, going up a hill here. Here comes the hill now. Let's see how much we lose. All right. $17. Okay, about 15. So we only lost 5 miles per hour. That's pretty good. Usually we use around 9.
So Engwe Engine Pro 2.0, a really solid bike for the price. The only 52 volt folding bike that I've had that's easy to transport. Like, it was nothing to fold this bike up and put it in the back seat of my mid-sized car. Usually 52 volt batteries are pretty big, but they were able to put it in this bike, and the bike is still pretty light. And speaking of that 52 volt battery, the battery life on this bike is amazing. Like, I went on a 15-mile bike ride, mainly in like mode 4, pedal assist mode 4. I spent like 20% of that 15-mile bike ride doing throttle only. And in that 15 miles, I only lost 1 out of 5 battery bars. So that's like 75 miles per charge based on my bike ride. I love the dual suspension. I do wish we had more options on the suspension in the front. I love the brakes. I love the fact that you have a headlight and a rear light. And I love how stable the ride is, especially for a folding bike. It's not shaky at all. Like, this is probably one of 3 folding bikes that I was able to use without my hand on the handlebar. I do wish that I could go faster than 20 miles per hour throttle only. And this is a fast bike, like, it's a quick bike, but it stops you at 28 miles per hour in pedal assist. But you do have over 10 advanced settings, which is another thing I like about this bike, where you can change your pedal assist sensitivity as well as your takeoff speed. And just icing on the cake, they gave you a comfortable seat. I think this will be a really good e-bike for a beginner, somebody who wants a portable bike and they're new to e-bikes. This is a great bike for you. But on a scale from 1 to 10, I will give this bike a 9. Comment below on what you give this bike on a scale of 1 to 10. Any other e-bike you want me to review, also comment below. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.